There's been a lot of tie-in movie action figures released, and there's one, at least one, that's probably the worst of them all. I'll tell you all about it. Welcome back to the Junkman, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you to show you what I think is probably the worst toy line based on a movie there is. Now, we've looked at some bad ones here. Men in Black could have been better. Mission Impossible, that was a horrible line, but I could almost see some play value with it. But this one here is got to be the worst one. And we're talking about action figures based on the 1996 flop, The Phantom. Now, honestly, this movie sometimes gets made fun of. Stars Billy Zane as the title character, The Phantom. But it actually has gotten good reviews, and a lot of people don't hate it. I don't know why this one usually gets picked on when they talk about bad comic book movies, but this one comes up a lot. And I've never seen it, so I can't say if it's good or bad. But it seems, when I was looking at this video, it had mixed reviews, but a lot of good ones. Ebert from Siskel and Ebert said it was the best looking movie he ever seen. And his friend, Siskel, said it looked great when Billy Zane wasn't on the screen.
I just want to get the bottom line out. It's PG rated. I think it's terrific. They didn't load it up with a lot of extra violence. It's a great family picture, and I just loved looking at it.
Yeah, well, I liked looking at parts of it, the parts when he wasn't on the screen, The Phantom.
This movie had a $45 million budget, and it made, at the box office, $41 million. So, yeah, it didn't make its money back, but it wasn't a huge flop. It's not like it made $10 million or something. But it was kind of released and forgot about. Now, when it did get released on home video, it did pretty well. But we're not here to talk about the Billy Zane classic of The Phantom. We're here to talk about the action figure line. But you're probably thinking, I don't remember an action figure line for this. But let's take a look at it. It was released by a toy company called Street Players. Yeah, they couldn't even get a mainstream toy company to touch this. Street Players. Who are they? I don't know, but they did some other toy lines. They did action figures based on The Nanny. And another line of action figures called Bump in the Night. These were Bendhams, so I don't know if you want to call them action figures or not. I'll let you decide that. But for The Phantom, they did one figure. Well, more than one figure, but one different figure. I mean, you think we at least got Treat Williams as the bad guy, but nope, we didn't even get that. I can't remember. I don't know if he had a love interest in the movie. Maybe he did. If he did, you think we got that? No, we didn't. We did get a horse. But what good is a toy line when you just have the hero? What's he got to do? Beat up your Playmate Star Trek figures or maybe your Playmate Deep Space Nine figures? No, this guy couldn't beat up Roy Schreider, even if he had a banana seat from a 1970s bicycle. And not only that, these figures look cheap. It looked like you buy them at a drugstore and take it home, and it would just be that really thin plastic that would crack after you played with it. Now, I said they did 3, but really they had 2 figures and some rings. Yeah, that's what every boy, teenager going to see The Phantom wants to buy when he gets done seeing the movie, is rings. Boys don't like jewelry. You know, the Kenner had the Shadow, and it came with a ring. This one you had to buy separately. I don't know why toy companies think boys like rings. But let's take a... I did have a horseshoe ring when I was about 17 or 18. Bought in Atlantic City for like $20. So trust me, it wasn't real diamonds, but I don't know why I had it. So I guess boys do wear rings. Let's take a look at the figure. First up, we have Skullthron. This is the Phantom right there. And as you can see, it looks cheap and plastic. It looks like the company just bought some maybe cheap generic action figure, painted it purple, and put a mask on it. Comes with 2 skull heads that do look kind of cool. And yes, it comes with rings also. So I guess you can get rings with the figure. It does come with 2 guns and a belt for a holster. I guess that's kind of cool. And a chair that sits him in, although the back of the package shows the chair looking really cool and like a wooden chair or something. This chair had no color to it and like a hunk of plastic. Ugh, this is horrible. Horrible. I'd rather play with Mission Impossible action figures. Maybe. Let's look at another one. You could get the Phantom riding a horse. Yes, if you ever want to see the Phantom with a big stud between his legs, now you could. Apparently this comes with a holster for guns, a skull butt buckle, a Phantom action figure, and the Phantom horse, Phantom Rider. And it's for all ages, over the age of 3 anyway. I guess I can see a little bit of fun with this, but again, it just looks like cheap plastic. It's just gonna break. And the last, I know it's a short video because I only made 3 things. Only 3 things. So let's look at the rings. These are the official Phantom rings. I guess those that came with a figure were unofficial, but this is it. Phantom rings. He is a descendant from the legend that has ensured for over 20 generations, yet his identity remains a secret. His power is legendary, but he is not supernatural. He has been known as the ghost who walks the guardian of the dark, or simply, the Phantom. It's no secret who he was. He was the guy from Back to the Future, Billy Zane. Again, I wish I could tell you there was more figures. I wish I could show you some unproduced figures from this line. But as far as I know, this is the only thing they ever made from this line. It's the only thing I could ever find. And again, they look cheap and horrible. They look worse than Mission Impossible action figures. And like the Mission Impossible figures that look nothing like Tom Cruise, this doesn't look like Billy Zane. I guess he is wearing his purple and his mask, so how would you know if it looked like him? But trust me, it doesn't look like that, does it? Anyway, I think this might be the worst action figure line ever created by man. There's some bad ones out there, don't get me wrong. Like Mission Impossible. Let me know what you think. Maybe you had these as a kid. Maybe you saw the movie and ran out and bought these figures and thought it was the best action figure line ever made. You're like, I'm going to throw away all my Star Wars toys. I'm going to play with a Phantom figure, just the one, because I don't have any bad guys or anything. Well, that's a look at the worst action figure line ever, based on a movie, I believe. Thank you for watching.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.